Welcome back to Legal View. I'm Ashley Banfield. President Obama says his decision to negotiate with the Taliban for the release of Sergeant Bo Bergdahl wasn't just a matter of military principle. He said it was personal.
You have a couple of parents whose kid volunteered to fight in a distant land, who they hadn't seen in 5 years and weren't sure whether they'd ever see again. And as Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, I am responsible for those kids. And I get letters from parents who say, if you are in fact sending my child into war, make sure that that child is being taken care of. And I write too many letters to folks who, unfortunately, don't see their children again after fighting a war. I make absolutely no apologies for making sure that we get back a young man to his parents, and that the American people understand that this is somebody's child.
So that certainly raises the question why 5 days after Bergdahl's return, that soldier has still not been reunited with or even spoken to his long-suffering parents, his mother and his father. They're not even in Germany. They're nowhere close to him. Joining me now with insights on that and other issues are former Navy SEAL Chris Heben and New York State Senator and U.S. Army Reserve JAG Corps attorney Major Lee Zeldin. Chris, first to you. When I watched those pictures of Bo Bergdahl being rushed into that helicopter by those special forces, I could not help but wonder, what are they saying to him when they get into that chopper and it lifts off? What are they doing? What are they looking for? And are they trying to extract any kind of information other than the obvious about his health?
Well, first off, they're going to make sure that he doesn't cause any damage to them or the airframe or to himself. So they're probably going to use passive restraints on him. Jump out of the helicopter, grab anything, grab a weapon, you get the picture. So they want to contain him as much as possible. They're also physically assessing him, eye contact. Hey, you know, stay with me, we're Americans. You point to a patch, the American flag, we're here to get you home. You're assessing you're taking vitals. What's his heart rate? What's his blood pressure? What's his oxygen levels? You're looking at all these things, and you're taking all this data down. Not so much interrogating him at this point. That will take place once he gets to the base. So protecting him and the airframe, you know, and yourself, that's what happens in that helicopter in that moment.
So I was so fascinated to see these notes about the critical incident stress debriefing and then this quasi-quarantining once he does get back to base. Yeah. I don't understand why 5 days. Look, I'm a layperson here, but if that were my child, I would have been in Germany the minute this news broke. I would have stowed away on an airplane to get close to him, and yet here we are 5-6 days and they can't even see him. It defies logic.
Well, Ashley, what happens is once you allow that individual to make contact with family, friends, it becomes emotional. And once someone's emotions come out, a lot of data gets lost. So right now what they're doing is their isolation, examination, interrogation equals data extraction. So they're isolating him from society, from family. They're examining him medically, psychologically, and then they're interrogating him. Not in the sense of the word that they're waterboarding him, not that I'm aware of. And all those factors equal data extraction. So you want to isolate him from any of his relatives because, like I said, once the emotion gets involved, everything goes out the window.
That's a game change, yeah. Senator, maybe you can weigh in on this as well with your JAG experience. Do you have any idea what they're asking him and how they are asking him the questions in this sort of quarantined interrogation?
So before I was a JAG officer, I was a military intelligence officer. Listening to Chris, obviously incredible insight. The fact is, he has so much actionable intelligence, Bo Bergdahl does, that it's very helpful for the military and our intelligence assets operating all over the Middle East to be able to find out exactly what Bergdahl knows and doesn't know. Maybe there's something that we can act on to move forward with the mission.
Yeah, but you got to weigh that against the price this guy has paid, being 5 years a prisoner, and the fact that at some point he's going to want that emotion. He's going to want to hug his mother, and she sure wants to hug him too. How long does this go on for, and how much of it is geared towards how he went missing in the first place and these allegations that he was an AWOL or a deserter?
Well, I sure hope that there would be an opportunity for him to be able to see his parents. His parents would want to see him. I would assume that would happen soon. I'm not surprised,
Yeah.
though, that they're spending a few days with this opportunity to get hopefully some actionable intelligence.
One last question,
Yeah.
and just a couple seconds left here, and that is this. If he ends up in any kind of military proceeding under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, would he be judged by a jury of his peers, fellow soldiers?
If he is court-martialed, he has the right to have a panel, a military jury. He also can have a judge decide. It's really his choice as the accused.
Yeah. In this case, would you pick the judge? Given the fact that he's got so many soldiers who are so angry right now?
That's what it seems like. It seems like there's a lot of peer resentment, and it's really making its way through the military.
I could talk to the two of you forever. I just find it so fascinating, all of this, especially
Well,
you, Chris Heben, with your training and all the secrets that you hold. And I know you're not allowed to give them all out, but your insight's been amazing. Last word?
Yeah, actually, you know what? Lee made a good point. They have a very formulaic approach anytime they take someone into custody like this. There's a certain process that they go through. It's like repatriation due process, if you will. And Lee made a really good point. This guy we're going to look at to give us data on that organization. What kind of places was he taken to? What do they look like on the exterior? They'll show him pictures. Hey, was this where you're at? Was this where you were at? So data extraction, data mining from Bergdahl is key right now. He'll get to see his parents when they let him.
Yeah. It's distressing, though. As a mother myself, I feel for the
Oh,
Bergdahl
yeah.
parents. And anybody who attacks those parents, they should just shut it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Chris Heben, thank you as always. Good to see you, sir. And also Major Lee Zeldin. I never know whether to call you Major, Counselor, or Senator, so I'll just say all three. Thank you. It's nice to have you again. Another big story that we're following